good. So, Johnny Somali, the menace to society, the public nuisance himself, is now stuck with no money or streams as South Korea delays trial by months. Now, the last time we talked about him, his trial was set for the end of December, which we're slowly getting there. I think it was the 20th that it was supposed to be set for. Um, Now it looks like it might be delayed. Now it's between December 2024 and March 2025, which would make sense given the fact that the trial will start in the end of this month or in a few days rather. And really depending on which way it goes, it could take till about March or so to kind of come to a final verdict on him. But no money or streams. Nice. Johnny Somali's legal situation in South Korea just got much worse, with his trial delayed by months and he's unable to make any money by streaming. Earlier this year, Johnny Somali came to South Korea after causing chaos in both Japan and Israel. The streamer Ramzi Khalid Ismail immediately returned to his old ways, wreaking havoc in local businesses and upsetting the country's citizens with his antics. Although he's been charged with obstruction of business and a violation of the Minor Crimes Act, he's also under investigation for numerous other allegations. Supposed trial has now been pushed back from December 2024 to March 7th. Okay, wait. So it's not between. So it is from December. Okay. I thought they were kind of just showing like an estimate of when it could start. Okay, so it's going from December and they're pushing it back to March 7th. Okay, so the trial won't start until, a couple months into the new year. And this is some of the worst news the streamer could possibly have received. Lawyer explains why Johnny Somali is screwed after the trial delayed. According to the YouTube lawyer Legal Mindset, the decision to move Somali's trial to March puts the creator in an even worse spot. He's unable to leave the country until every case against him is fully investigated, tried, or dismissed. I told you they weren't going to let him go. People were like, oh, well, he's just going to come back. No, I told you they're not going to let him go. Plus, even if he were to show up in court and plead guilty, he would still be stuck waiting to be sentenced, which could at least take another month. He has, I would argue, 4 months of costs that he's got to pay, and he cannot stream. The lawyer explained that because Somali is not in Korea with a work visa, he could potentially risk further violations. Streaming is something that countries typically let slide because streamers are only there for a short time. However, because so much attention is on Ramsey and he will now be there for 7 months, there is a legitimate argument that he needs a work visa to do any work in South Korea, including streaming. And if he receives litigation visa in Korea, which he will likely for the period of his trial, as is no longer than the term of his visa waiver as an American, it expressly prohibits any working. Somali effectively in prison as he awaits trial. Right now, Somali could be in a massive financial hole, considering, as Legal Mindset noted in his latest video, no money and very few friends who might not put up with him being a freeloader for 4 months. The trial being moved to March could also mean that the authorities will have time to investigate other crimes and charge him. South Korea also rotates judges and prosecutors in the spring, so that this trial could also be made to prevent having a new. Yeah, that would make sense. Take a new judge take over midway through the trial. In any case, the trial date changed. Legal Mindset says this effectively forces Ismail to into prison until mid 2025, as he has no money and is unable to go anywhere without people recognizing him. That hasn't worked out. That hasn't worked out well for Somali in the past. Of note, a Korean Special Forces YouTuber, Dal Yun Yu, was even able to track Somali down and brutally KO him in broad daylight. We salute you, sir. We'll have to exactly see exactly how the trial unfolds in 4 months and what other charges could be added. Thus far, he's been accused of violating anti-terrorist laws, threatening to sexually assault female streamers, drug use, creating AI deepfakes of other creators, violating the Railroad Act, and even spreading North Korean propaganda. With all of his alleged crimes carrying penalties of up to 10 years in jail, Johnny Somali may seriously regret ever having stepped foot inside South Korea, because he might never, ever be allowed to leave. Will Johnny Somali be able to escape South Korea? Find out on the next exciting episode of Dragon Ball Z. No, he's not. He's not. And I told you he's not leaving anytime soon. People are like, oh, he's going to get out. He's going to leave and come back to the U.S. And he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. Are there no comments on this? Yes, not. I guess not. I was looking forward to the comments. To the comments section, which doesn't have Brett Cooper anymore, but some woman who's trying to be like Brett Cooper, allegedly getting acting lessons to act like Brett Cooper, which is kind of weird. Anyway, yeah, this is some of the best news. I mean, it's close to Christmas. You know, it's close to Christmas. Christmas is next week. So this is a very early Christmas present for people, not just us Americans who have been following this and wanting justice to be done to this complete nuisance, but to the people in South Korea, Japan, where he's gone and just been a problem. He's now finally having to pay for what, the crap that he's been doing. The fact that he doesn't have access to his phones anymore, the fact that he can't stream and make money. So, I mean, Christmas came early. It came early. And, they've got more than enough on him. So he can say, oh, well, I'm not guilty. And they're just going to I think it was him. I said, I hope they throw the book at him. I said, I hope they, like, both figuratively and literally throw the book at him. Like, they have a law book, right? And they just throw it at him. And he's just like, Your Honor, So I hope they figuratively and literally throw the book at him. Like, shut your mouth. So, plus anything else he does, anytime he opens up his mouth, I mean, I don't think he'll be online, but, and this is from the 12th, and it's the 17th now, so, so it's still pretty current. Actually, hang on, let me see something. All right, so I'm looking, and yeah, it seems to be pretty much that's the most updated sort of thing. Here's Legal Mindset. Cops have Johnny Somali's phones. That's 15 hours ago. Yellow Flash. That was from today, 9 hours ago. 4 days ago. 4 days ago. So yeah, as of right now, it doesn't seem like he's streaming because he can't, because the police have his phones. So good. Good. It's time this freaking jackhole finally got what was coming to him. He wanted to go to these countries, disrespect the people there, be racist towards them, harass them, assault them, and he thought he could get away with it. And he would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for those meddling kids and that dog. Dog? Where? So I think there's a huge sigh of relief to see that justice has finally been dished out to this guy. Now, hopefully, this is going to be a sort of warning for people who are like him. Maybe you shouldn't go over to other countries and disrespect them. Because unless you want to end up like this jackal right here. So maybe instead of going over there and acting like a complete douchebag in order to gain some likes on YouTube or, Kick or TikTok or whatever, maybe think about what you're doing before you do it and don't act like a complete douchebag. Because it's the people like you who are going over there and making it to where the tourists who actually legitimately want to explore the country, you're making it worse for them. Because you'll go to some place like Japan and suddenly you're not allowed in any of the restaurants or anything because they're tired of people coming in filming themselves doing stupid crap. Where you can't go to parts of the city because it's closed off to tourists. So hopefully this is setting a precedent of fuck around and find out. If you want to go to these countries and act a fool, you're going to be held accountable now. So hopefully that deters any copycats of him. Who am I kidding? They're not going to care. They're not going to care. Because that sweet, sweet internet money is just far too irresistible. It's far too irresistible, and they're not going to want to give that up. They're never going to give it up. They're never going to let it down. They're never going to run around and desert it. Never going to make them cry. It's never going to make them say goodbye. I'm done. Johnny Somali going to jail for a while, hopefully. No phones, no streaming, no money. Christmas came early. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.